What's going on, y'all? This is Cruz here at Cruise Control Radio. We in the radio towers right now, man. And we got a special guest today, man. Today we got Daisha McBride. What up?
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Look.
Yeah. In one ear for you.
I like that.
I need the beer.
I know. It's okay. I'll give you one. You ready?
Go ahead.
Hit it. I'm doing something.
Oh, we clipping that. We're using that. What's going on? How you doing?
Good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm sweating. I ain't gonna lie.
I see that.
You seen what's going on.
You've been working. Working.
So I just want to go in straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching some of your stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I first heard about you. C put me on to you. Shout out Shot by C. And I've been trying for like a year to get you. I wasn't doing it professionally. I'm still learning.
Hey.
But and I've been watching you, and what drew me into you more is your content on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
How you put your videos to where it gradually like goes into you. It's like engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I see you say something on Threads that people was copying off of that.
Oh yeah, you went right into it.
Okay. I told you I'm gonna get ready.
Yeah.
So when you're doing stuff like that, it's like you're a trendsetter. How does that make you feel? Like, do you feel like people are copying you, or do you feel like I'm inspiring people?
So really it's both, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thread that you saw, the post that I made, that was definitely a specific thing because
you got beef, okay?
Yeah, nah. I ain't got beef with anybody.
No. I'm not doing that.
But there was a particular artist, a guy. He doesn't live in Nashville.
Okay.
We connected on social media a while back. He reached out to me. He was like, "Yo, I love your content." Da 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 da. And I went to his page recently, and I went through his videos. And when I'm telling you, frame for frame, shot for shot,
wow,
directly copied basically every piece of content that I had.
Wow.
And I had sent him a message about it, and I'm like, yo, like, what's this? And
I respect it.
Yeah, no, because I'm like, I work hard on my content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be unique. I try to be original. And, like, I spend time doing that. So to see somebody who calls himself an artist or a creative to just directly, like, that's not being a creative. You know what I'm saying? And so
they're a curator.
Exactly. And so, and so that's why, and then after that, I just started seeing just people who I know see my content literally just create content the same way. And, some stuff is cool. I just like you said, I try to take it and be like, you know what, I'm just inspiring people. But sometimes it does get frustrating because
that's something that, like, now they see somebody else doing it. They're like, oh, I respect you for doing that. Now and those people that are following them don't even realize that it's stemming from your mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're from Knoxville.
Knoxville, yeah.
What goes on in Knoxville?
Football.
Football. Yeah.
If you want to raise like a nice suburban family with like nice, strong Christian values, go to Knoxville. Go to Knoxville.
So, I don't want to talk about religion, but I'm gonna talk about it. So, like, because Tennessee is weird, right?
Right. Very weird.
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've been here for about 5 years.
Okay.
And I went down to Nashville, Broadway to be specific. And when I went down there, you see me, but I'm down there and I'm feeling like weird because I'm from around like, this. So you did a show on Broadway with that type of crowd. How was that when you did the?
My crowd, it definitely wasn't the typical Broadway crowd that you would see. Like, to this day, I think that particular show, it was probably one of the most diverse audiences I've ever seen. I mean, black people, white people, like, the age range was crazy, right? You got like high schoolers to, technically it was 21 and up. So you got 21-year-olds to,
almost,
to 40, 50-year-old women. Like, at the range of that particular show was just crazy, just like demographic wise, age wise, everything. So actually that show wasn't too bad, but I've done shows where the crowd definitely doesn't look like me, and it's different.
And when you did the In Her Element series, was that the show that we're speaking of? So when you're preparing for this show, what is going through your mind, like, when you're making this show? Like, okay, I got to get set for a certain crowd. Like, was this people that came for you, or was this a event where, like, anybody can, like, show up?
I think everybody that was there for me.
That's hard.
We had all day. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I mean that particular show we had, you had to buy a ticket for it.
Right.
You couldn't just show up. So I think everybody who came, they came for me. We promoted the show for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like heavy. So I think everybody that was there was definitely there to see me.
How do you get in touch with someone like, or how does Queen Latifah, her team, how do they reach out to you or you reach out to them? How did all that transpire?
Yeah, so shout out to Idol. She's the woman who directed my documentary. And basically that's who I met. I met Idol. She's a director based in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was in LA for like this kind of cool like writers camp a couple years back, and I had met her at the camp. And it was like me, Idol, and then Daisha. We were all there. We were the only women there at the camp.
Yeah.
And so we just started talking, just vibing, just as being 3 women there. And we got to talking. I started telling her about how I do hip hop, specifically in Nashville. And she was like, I would like to do a documentary on that. And
just straight like that.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. People will tell you they want to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then, you leave, crickets. You don't never hear from them again, right?
They just needed something to talk about.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Just making conversation. And so I didn't really think much of it. And then it was like 6 months later. This was the end of 2021. Yeah, it was like November, December 2021. And she was like, I got an idea for a documentary. Like, I want to do this, da-da-da-da. And so we had a Zoom meeting about it.
Okay.
And then it was like a couple weeks later, she was like, let's come up with a pitch, da-da-da-da-da. Like, the process was super quick.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, she's like, all right, we got Queen Latifah on board. Like, what we trying to do? And,
when you hear that, what goes through your mind?
It was, I don't really think it hit me until it really, like, aired. Like, well, no, I know when it hit me. When it hit me was when the documentary was over with, and they started showing like the little commercial for it. Yeah. And Queen's face she's all over the commercial. Right. And so when she's like seeing her say my name and like seeing her be like, this is, a film that I'm a part of, and then point, and then it's like my face is right. I think that's when it was crazy. Like, this is crazy.
And for her to have like good words about, because I seen a clip where she's saying like that she still like listens to that. And for her saying that about you, like, that's crazy. Yeah,
it's definitely like a top 5 moment in my career so far. Because I mean, she's a legend. Like, so. And
I was gonna say, for a female hip hop artist like her, and like Missy, I heard you said is one of your favorite. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it, me growing up, like she was my favorite as well.
I love Missy.
So it's like you don't gotta be a female. Like, she took over the whole hip hop lane.
She's incredible. I mean, just from the visuals to everything, like such an innovator in so many different, spaces. So
So what did you go to college for?
So I went to MTSU. Shout out to MTSU. True Blue, we in here. Gang. And I majored in. I did music business and marketing because I knew that, like, I think my family and my parents thought that I was going to, like, work at a label or something after that. Yeah. But I always knew, like, no, I'm learning this so that I can go into this industry with knowledge of myself. Because, you hear so many horror stories about people signing bad deals and, this and that. And so, I didn't want to be one of those people. So I was like, let me go get educated.
That's fire. And are you currently independent as well? And I asked the last person this, do you plan, like, if somebody came up to you right now, if you make $1 million independent and a label comes to you and offers you $20 million, what you doing? You staying independent or going with the label?
Depends on what the deal's looking like. Depends on, like, I need to know specifics, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's that degree right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, I need to know that a label is going to do for me exactly what I need them to do. Because a label is basically a bank.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a loan company.
It's a loan. So I need to know what it's looking like. How much money you giving me? Am I getting in advance? How much do I need to recoup? How much do they recoup? Like, just, there's so many technical things about it. So I always had a conversation. We can talk. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think we was talking earlier, how I said, I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I don't like to owe nobody money. Yeah. I don't like, so I'm like, if I got to owe you 10 million before I even see it. I'm good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm good. Yeah.
And so when I asked you, what did you go to college for? I was asking you like, what did you go to college for? Like, what put you in that? It was like a double entendre. But so
you got bars. Let me tell you something.
Nah,
I heard a couple little lines. Like you got.
I like hip hop. I like rap shit. It's cool. So, what is it that pushed you to go to college? Like, I know you're saying you wanted to do that for your rap career, your music career, but because a lot of people also do music and are very serious about it,
right?
But don't go to school. What made you say like, I need to go to school?
I'm keeping a buck with you, right? I didn't want to go.
That's a fact. I like that.
Like I graduated high school because I was rapping in high school too.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's how I got the nickname the Rap Girl.
Okay.
And so I was rapping in high school, and then I graduated, and I was like, yep, I'm finna figure it out, just figure out And my parents, essentially, like my parents, they were like, I mean, I'm 18, I ain't got no money, So I'm like, my parents is basically like, look. We ain't finna support, because they don't know nothing about, you 18, you come to your parents like, yeah, I want you to come support my rap career. My parents gonna be like, go get a degree. Nah, you don't take your, so I didn't want to go. And so it's kind of like they kind of forced my hand a little bit. But then also, when I remember when I went and I did a tour at MTSU.
Yeah,
that was the first school I'd ever saw that had a recording studio. See, they know how to get you. MC knows how to get you, right? When you do the little tour, they show you the nice fancy parts of that, and they took us into that like $1 million studio. I was set. I was like,
"Yep, this is it. Take my money."
Like, yeah, okay, I'm cool. And so, and in my head, I was like, "Well, okay." Like, this still has resources here that I can still do music because, and you're like, yeah, I can record at these. You really can't. You really can't.
It's for sure.
It's like for classes, you got to like know somebody who knows somebody. You don't even get into the program until like the third year you're there. So it's freshman, sophomore year, you're still taking, the prereqs, all the.
And that's something I don't understand about college. Why are you learning about something you don't.
But we just did 4 years of prereqs in high school.
Why doesn't that count?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's why I left. I ain't gonna lie, I dropped out because
that's okay.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Yeah, it really wasn't for me. Honestly, if it wasn't for me discovering online classes the last last year, I probably wouldn't have made it.
That's fine. So when you at this, where was the point in your career where it's like you became like you were known as the rap girl, but like you became like the rap girl? Would you say it lingered from high school into college? Because I'm assuming you went to high school in Knoxville. So you had to become, you had to regain your.
I think it was, it's a good question. Because probably like in college.
Okay.
When I probably had went viral for the first time, I went viral on Twitter.
Okay.
And I went from like 3,000 followers to like 15,000 in like 2 days.
What was the video? Excuse my not knowing.
Oh no, you cool. I'll have to show it to you. I was rapping in my dorm.
Oh wow.
I was rapping over truffle butter.
By Nicki.
By Nicki and Drake and yeah. Wow. I was in there going crazy, and we threw it up on Twitter. It was when Twitter had first got their video capability. Yeah. And so we threw it up. It was like 30 seconds, and it went crazy. So
when you're going through this, because now I'm interested, when you're going through, these transitions from going to a whole new city to being in college, like, was it an easy transition? Like, because you seem like a pretty open person, like to be able to like bring in friends, but for people to take you serious with music, I know you mentioned you had a producer you met, and was that the connection you needed to keep building, or is that something that was just like, let's try it out?
Like, I'm just trying to make sure I know what you're asking. Like, is it?
I don't know what I asked. So basically, when you came over, like, you looking for people to find, or did it come to you?
I got you. Yeah. So, at first, like the first kind of half that I was in college, I was just rapping over like YouTube beats. I was I was on BeatStars, doing the same $25 leases that.
You was getting the leases?
Yeah.
Oh, she's real.
Yeah.
We ain't ripping beats.
Nah. I was trying to do it right, even though
I was ripping beats.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Like, them $25 leases was pretty much all I could afford. And my boy Evan, shout out to Evan Dupree. I used to go over to his crib and record. He lived like down the street. Evan used to just kind of, he used to like really rock with me and just kind of help me. And he kind of taught me how to just, I don't know, record, do all that stuff. But then I was in copyright law class. And that's where I had met Big Bruno. I had met Big Bruno, and he was in the row behind me. And he literally one day class was over with, and he just like tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, "Ain't you that girl who be rapping on Twitter?" And
ain't you the rap girl?
Yeah, he's like, I didn't see it because at that point, the video had been viral.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, and he was like, I'm a producer, I make beats, like da da da. And so we just exchanged information, and that was kind of the first time that I had worked with a producer. Like I went to the studio, we just had like a little home set up, and that's the first time I was a part of making the beats from scratch. I'm just used to getting them already made off of YouTube and stuff. And then I was like, oh, this is dope. Like just as an artist, being able to be like, this is what kind of vibe I want. I think that's the beautiful thing about really locking in with a producer as if you're an artist, because you have a say. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be such a send me a pack. And I'll occasionally I'll be like, yeah, send me a pack. But if I can cook up with somebody in person, I prefer that.
Because once you get that, it's like getting some new ass. Like once you get that, it's like yo, like I need, if it ain't this, I don't want it. Yeah. So I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
You be spoiled.
Yeah. So basically, do you still, so now that you do that, is that somebody you still like work with and create and cook up with?
Well, I work with a bunch of people now, a couple different guys, but a lot of people, which is dope. Another producer that I work with, his name is Josh, aka Sci-Fi. But I met him at NTSU as well. Literally, a lot of people that I've been working with now, just I met in college. Wow. Because we were all just in the same boat. But yeah, I work with a couple different producers now. I do. Like some stuff with, I'm sure probably you've heard through Bree, Kyle Jefferson. Shout out to Kyle. Tony Esterly. He's a guy here in Nashville. I do like virtual stuff with different producers. So yeah, I just kind of,
try to find vibes where the vibes is
where
at.
the vibes is at, exactly.
Now that's hard. So I watched your TED Talk. I did. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is how structured it was. Like how professional it was. Like I wasn't there, but I felt like I was there. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I was watching it while I was driving. Okay. So it's like I was more like in the ear, like listening to it. Right. And like your transitions on like how you would go into talking, make the story, and then go into I felt like I was listening to an audiobook. Yeah. So it's like, how long did you prepare for this? Yeah. So TED Talk, that was something that they've been trying to set up for a while. There was just scheduling issues that we didn't know if we were going to be able to make it happen. But I think we had confirmed it we confirmed it early last year. It was maybe like February, March. And then the talk though wasn't until like August. So I had months, right? I had months, like they kind of, so that was nice that I had time. And then they also give you a coach. So they give you like somebody, so they give you the theme, they give you basically all the guidelines, how long you got. And basically I took the first month or two just to kind of brainstorm, like, all right, because the topic was the end of impossible. So they were like, yeah, we really just want you to like figure out what that means to you. So it's a lot of you just got to sit and think for a while, because it's like, all right, what does this mean to me in my career and all of that. But it was some months. That's crazy. And it was some practice involved. I ain't gonna lie, I was playing. I didn't really start like practicing until maybe like 2 weeks before, and I was struggling because I think that's crazy. Up until like the day before, I was forgetting parts. I was stumbling because I was like, oh, I can't read. They're like, nah, it's off the dome, and I'm like, how am I supposed to talk for 25 minutes off the dome? Like they told you that. Because I watched the TED Talk with Corday, and he had. Well, you can have like note cards. You can have like things for prompts, right? Yeah. But I think for me, I only was allowed to have like one note card. So it was like, when I tell you that them little lines, I used every bit of it, didn't you? Every bit of that. It was real busy, and but it was tight though. But it definitely, I was nervous. Because I couldn't tell. I was nervous, man. It was like, I mean, because a TED Talk is like,
I don't know. I never thought that I personally would get to do one. So I think that was a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah.
And then also my family was there. I'd never been in Schrimmerhorn, whatever the symphony with the Nashville Symphony. Like the building itself is beautiful. If you've never been in there,
I've never heard of it.
Go in there. It's where the Nashville Symphony, but the room is huge. So it was just like a lot of pressure. And then I don't know. In my head, I was just like, literally last night I was still messing this up, so I got to get it right today. Yeah. And then the band is there too, like, and that's another thing too. Like, I didn't just do a talk; I did a show and a talk simultaneously. It was beautiful
because what you would do is you would perform a song, get back into it, like your breath wasn't even off though,
and then to have to talk.
I would have been like, "Yeah, all right, y'all."
Yeah.
So it's like, having that composure is like you really love this shit.
Yeah, it was tight.
So that's dope. I really like that. And recently, where I was like, all right, that's enough. I got to reach out professionally, even though I didn't. Still,
it's okay.
I tagged you in a DM.
I
was like, yo, make sure y'all get in here. You was on BET, and I guess it was an extension from the Queen Latifah joint, right? So when you get there, first of all, I want to ask. The TED Talk, all these major things, is this something that your manager is putting together, or are people reaching out to y'all about this?
Everything that's happening is just been the universe. People are reaching out, or it's like we're in these spaces now and we just meet people. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty friendly person. I'm one of those people, I make a friend anywhere. Yeah, I make a friend anywhere I go. Delicia's the same way. So I think whenever both of us are in the same space, we always walk away with a friend.
You ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Nah.
Damn.
Nah.
Good thing. I was gonna say a reference like when he's forget it.
Okay.
Just forget it.
Okay.
Because when y'all two put y'all energies together, it manifests a lot of good things.
Yeah.
So I think that's
just the universe. Yeah, really.
And that's what I was gonna say about college. Like when you were talking about college, what you're paying for in college is connections.
Facts. Because I couldn't tell you one thing I learned from none of them prereqs. I could tell you stuff that I learned from my major, a couple things, but still all you paying for is just the experience, really.
And now I want to talk about this single, Birds. That's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you wake up? I don't know if this was your natural reaction when you see, SZA talking about it. You see, who is that? Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
You just from Knoxville.
Right.
Like, right. What is going on?
Man, Birds is, I don't know. This whole year with Birds has just been very, I don't know. When I think about it, I literally don't have like words sometimes because my whole life in the past 6 months has completely changed. And it's when it comes to like the SZA thing, for an example. Yeah. This is when this year I've really become a believer of like there's power in words and manifestation and all that, because it wasn't even a week. It was some days before the SZA thing happened. Me, Daisha, and Sci-Fi, the producer that I work with, we were in New York filming the stuff for BET. Okay. We were in our hotel room. We were in a hotel. They all came to my hotel room. We just kicking it, chopping it up. Because the song is already going crazy. The SZA thing hasn't happened yet. Right. And so we start talking about remixes. And I'm like, I want to do a remix, but I'm like, there's only like 3-4 people that I would want. And I said, all these people are A-listers, like everybody, right? Yeah. And I named SZA. I named Black.
Black's fire.
I love Black. I named Kehlani, and I named somebody else. But I was like, if it ain't one of them folks, like, I don't know, it's really going to have to convince me, da-da-da. And then it was a couple days later, I wake up, and I see it, and I'm like, it was like 9 a.m. I'm talking about, I'm calling everybody. I'm like, yo, wake up. SZA's on the line.
Why are we not talking about this?
I'm like, bruh. And I'm like, this is crazy. Wow. And I think just the comment itself, right? She says, I'm in Germany. Yes. And I heard this, and I was wondering who it was, and it's you. This is a vibe.
I got goosebumps just
right? Because I'm like, first of all, she's on tour, like she's on SO, and it's crazy because literally the day before, I was like, do I want to go to the SZA show in Nashville? Like, do I want to go to SOS show? Because like I said, I'm cheap, so I be trying to weigh it out. I'm like, is this $200 ticket you gonna give me what I need? But I love SZA, right? And I don't know. It's just the fact that she said I was in Germany. So she's not even in the U.S., right?
That's crazy.
Like, so I'm like, people are streaming this enough.
They're playing it in a space where SZA can hear it. So
right.
where is this space where she heard it?
I have so many questions, and I'm gonna speak it into existence. When I meet her one day, I'm gonna be like, where
it's gonna be this year. And you know what's crazy is now that you know, you can look at your analytics and see where you could perform at in Germany. Because they just playing it freely.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of like Germany, Africa. I Get Love in the UK. Like I literally screenshot the comments where they'll be like love from like all these different countries. Cause I'm like, I didn't even know y'all spoke English, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you know what's crazy though? Most of them don't. It's the frequency in the music. It's crazy. The vibe of the song that captures people. Yeah, but it's crazy. So you in Germany? I'm
like, what is going on right now? So
SZA. Shout out to SZA.
Shout out to SZA, man.
Hopefully we can get that going. I'll call her people. Yeah, my people speak with her people. I got you. Don't even trip. Yeah. But so now that we got past all the those questions, these are my questions here. I want to know, why is it that you wake up every day and you're like, yo, I put this white tee on today, and I know that I have a purpose in music. What makes you wake up and think like, I gotta go and do this shit? Is it just natural, or do you have a purpose behind what you're doing?
I think it's one part of it definitely feels natural. I can't see myself doing anything besides making music. You know, you know, like I think very early on I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And I think I knew it was going to take a while for people around me to be like, oh, she's actually serious about this. So I think it's just, you know, music is where I feel fulfilled, where I feel like I have purpose. And I also see the impact that it makes on people, you know what I'm saying? Like with Birds, for an example, at this point, it's been thousands of messages from people who've been like, yo, I'm going through, people hit me saying, you know, everything. I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through a breakup. I'm going through this, that. And I've never heard these words be put into a song. Like you literally, people be like, did you take a page out of my diary? Did you do it? You know what I'm saying?
Relatable.
It's hitting people, right? And I think that's always what I wanted with my music, right? Like if you go back and listen to a lot of my old music, it's cool, but I'd say it's not really me. You know, I feel like I was making music that I thought other people wanted to hear. And I wasn't really writing about the things that I wanted to talk about. Right. So I think in the past year, I've just been like, you know, screw it. Let me just make music that feels authentic to me, and write about my life. Like the things, you know, Birds I wrote because I was sad. I was literally like crying when I wrote it because I'm like, bro, I'm so fed up with this, right? Wow. And so I think that's just one thing that, you know, motivates me every day, because I'm like, not only am I helping me by just getting out my feelings, but I'm also helping heal other people, you know? So I think that's a big thing.
I just want to get personable real quick. You have 3 characteristics about you that the world hates. You're a female, you're black,
and I'm queer.
And you're queer. How do you push through all that shit and people still love you? They're listening to the music and don't even realize that, oh shit, we forgot we hate all this shit. What puts you in that space where you're like, all right, I'm fighting through all this, but still being positive. Whatever anybody else got to say, I'm gonna push through it. Like for the people listening, like the younger people that are, you know, scared to be themselves. Like what's your words for them people?
It definitely, you know, you see it now, and I feel like I come across very cool, calm, and collected. But it's even took me a minute to get through it. You know, like living in Nashville. Yeah, and I love this city, but also there's a lot of things in this city that ain't right. Right. You know, and so it's a day-to-day.
It's white,
thing.
But it ain't right.
It's white, but it ain't.
I gotta relax. That's
you know what I'm saying? But like even being here in Nashville, like me and Daisha have stories on stories on stories where it's just, you know, people will do something shady or sly and da-da-da. And it's like, you just got to hate black women at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they really don't like to see you win. And I'm like, that's crazy. And sometimes it don't even be white people. It be our own people sometimes, which is crazy, right?
And that's what my girl tells me is that everybody hates black people for some reason, even black people.
Even black people, I'm telling you, like.
But the thing is that people like you, people like other artists that are coming out of Nashville, are changing that though. Because you're still being positive. You're showing these people that don't believe in the culture that there's a positive side of the culture. It's not everybody killing each other. It's not everybody selling drugs, all that.
Right.
Like, you actually have a purpose in what you're doing. Because all the other shit's for the birds.
Period. Period.
I got a couple bars up my sleeve. You can have that one. You can call a song Birds. You can have that.
Okay. You got it. You got it.
Nah, but so I definitely want to ask. I ask everybody this question. So don't get offended. Okay. Because this is something that's like, it's real, like, when you got to keep your composure in the game and understand, like, what moves you for real. And then, like, what really tries to, like, bring you down. Do you eat ass? That's crazy, right?
Well, listen. I'm not. You know what? I feel like no matter how I answer this question, it's just gonna be bad. Look, man, I have a good time.
That's fun.
I have a good time.
That's it. That's what I tell them. If it gets past the tape, oh well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you eating ass?
Oh, I mean,
you in there?
I'm a pleaser. So I mean, my girl, she's like, I don't like my butt wet. So it's like I don't do that with her. But like, you know what I'm saying? In my past, you know,
okay.
I've been a munch.
You've been a munch. Wow.
I gotta relax.
Okay.
Right, I gotta relax.
I like the range of these questions, man. We went from inspiring to you to you eat booty.
Because it's like real life situations. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes ass ends up in your face. What you gonna do? Like that's what I'm saying. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But so that's what I like doing my interviews. I like to make light of stuff. And, you know, just
I'm with it.
Pulling character. But so now that you're at this space, Birds is at this place. I actually listened to your album that you dropped in 2021, and I was listening to it and I'm bumping it and I'm like, there's a whole different feeling though in the stuff you're making now. It's like you said, you made it more like your life. So now that you're at this spot, is there an album you're working on? Is there like, I'm trying to pull some info out. Is there an album you're working on? Is there like things that are in the works where people can see you perform? Like what's going on right now?
Yeah. So right now, we definitely, riding the Birds wave. The song, it's not slowing down at all, and so, at the top of the year, I had a whole, roll out this. Birds has changed all that. So I have like a good EP worth of songs that I really like want to drop. Yeah. But I'm like, I gotta, the song's going so crazy right now. I can't, I don't want to, short it, what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of times, artists, they'll drop because they haven't got a song to catch yet.
Right, exactly.
This one's caught. And so I'm like, I'm just enjoying it.
Caught.
Yeah.
When you making that song, are you ever thinking this one's gonna be caught?
Nah, and the crazy thing is, it was a throwaway for me.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I wrote that song post breakup. Like I said, I was in my little home studio. I was sad. I was all the things and I was still in therapy. All this stuff. Just trying to figure out. I had a hard time just like regulate my emotions. Like I've had some low days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that was just literally just me writing. Like if you look at the lyrics, it literally reads like a diary entry because I'm literally like the first line, I'm burnt out on love right now. To be honest, I just want peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just so fed up with how my dating life was going. Right. I'm like, bro, why I keep getting heartbroken? Like I'm like, I get my heart broke every 2 months. It's crazy.
So you might have to relax.
I'm like, obviously, right? Yeah. I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, with that, I didn't even expect to, I wasn't going to put it out, anything. I hit up Sci-Fi. I was like, yo, because I wrote it originally over just a little guitar loop.
Wow.
And I hit up Sci-Fi. I sent him the idea. And I was like, let's just, just produce this and we'll see. And I wasn't going to put it out because I have a whole, I think every artist does. I got a whole hard drive of songs.
Right.
That I'm like, oh, they all cool. But I think I'm also to the point to where I write so many songs, a week. If you look at how many songs I actually write, my ear, I feel like it's kind of tainted because I'm like, I don't know if this is even good anymore.
Right.
Like, I know I'm a good writer. I know I can rap. I know I can do all this stuff. But, you know, you just be like, yeah, this is good. But I don't know if this is a hit good, you know? And even when I played it for a couple of my music homies, everybody said the same thing. Like, yeah, this is straight. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't take any offense to because I felt the same way. I was like, yeah, it's straight. And then 2023 came and I was like, I'm going to get out of my head and I'm going to just, all these random songs I got in this hard drive, I'm going to just drop and just see. And so it was, great. So I wasn't going to come out. Like, it was literally going to stay on the hard drive. And I dropped it. My life, and
you know what's good about that song? Is what I call headphone music. Is because that's type of music you're not going to bump in your car like when you with your friends and all that shit. That's something that you're going to listen to over and over again in your headphones. Right. So it's like, I love headphone music. I love bar heavy shit. I like rapping. I like conscious, like life stuff. So it's like music like that is what's gonna push you like further. Like I love this direction you're going in.
Yeah, it feels authentic, you know. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I was doing a lot of tracks that I thought people want to hear the style. You know, Meg is going crazy right now, so let me start making these Meg style tracks. You know, such and such is going crazy. Let me do it. But it was like, it wasn't me. Yeah. But I feel like the music that I've been writing this year and releasing this year, this is me. Yeah. You know, so it's been cool.
And do you feel like you have any pressure on you right now because what Birds is doing? And do you feel any pressure of your next release of like, it has to be bigger than this. It has to be. That's good. You in a good space then.
Nah, I don't feel pressure because I'm a big believer in God and the universe, and I think everything's gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen. And go ahead.
Shout out to God in the universe.
And also, like, in the most humble way possible, like, the songs I got in the arsenal are crazy. Like, I got some bops coming. Yeah. Like, and these are ones that, like, you know, I guess I thought Birds, like, oh yeah, it's cool. But these ones, I'm really like, yeah, these da-da. And so, and you know, I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
Nah. I don't even question
it. Yeah, I think it's all gonna work out the way it's supposed to, but I don't feel any kind of pressure.
That's fine.
I think we good.
I have just one last question I want to ask you. Is, I know I asked you about like something you would want to tell the kids or anybody. Like, I want you to tell the people, and this is something you could look right at them on the camera and let them know what is a something that, like a little nugget you want to give people to get past any hard times they're having. Like, you were able to write out your feelings. Is there anything you could tell somebody that's going through a hard time, feeling like it's the end of the world, nothing could change? What's something that can help their mind?
Man, I feel like there's a lot of things I could say, but I would just say, I'm a realist, you know, I say, look at me. My life has literally changed in the past 3-4 months, you know, to places that I never expected to go. I just did my first red carpet. I just did an award show. I got people, my favorite actresses and artists reaching out, you know, saying that they like my music. And this is all because of a song that I wasn't even going to drop. Wow. So I would just say, get out of your head. And also, you know, things can change in a year. You know, you never know what could happen. The breakthrough could be around the corner. So, but the only way to get to it is you just got to keep pushing. So that's what I would say.
Fire. Nah, that's real shit. Getting out your head, getting out your way, and understanding that. Yeah. That's why you work so hard, because I mean, you got a whole hard drive. You said a lot of artists, you know, do that, but not a lot of artists do that. Not a lot of artists ain't working that hard. So, but you have all that ready. Because you believe in it. Yeah. Yeah. That's hard. I ain't had no purpose to that, but that's hard.
Thank you.
I'm just giving you your flowers. Like, you really deserve a lot, you know, whatever we could do to push and be able to, you know, be a part of helping that growth. I'm all about bringing people out. But I love what you're doing. We love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Shot by C said, listen, go ahead. So, if you could let the people know where to find you at. I know they know where to find you at, but
yeah, you can follow me at all social media at _rap girl. Search my music on streaming platforms at Daisha McBride, DaishaMcBride, and go stream Birds, man. That's all.
Go stream Birds, motherfuckers.
Stream Birds.
Let's get it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Cruise Control Radio. Let's go.